So I'm going to do a jam knot. And you can get it real tight. Like that.
It's like a cinch.
Yeah. Alright, so now we need another one.
So this is about the length. So I can start cutting.
Yeah. They don't need to be nearly that wide either, right? Think this one's long enough, Tor?
If it doesn't break off when it falls, yeah.
I'll take it nice and low. Like our craft was like spring snares, like super strong, you know? Axe is pretty dull, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice to have a nice sharp axe. Alright, let me get in there. This looks very awkward. Just move around too many.
That's very awkward. Just don't break it, because I don't want it to be too sharp. We got plenty of room here.
We're gonna try to do this one a little higher.
You can probably go down further.
I mean, then it would be blocking the wind, but it's still gonna block the wind pretty good. See how it pulls the. I think their part is gonna be smoky though, right? Their shelter, that's my only concern with it. The other way again. Jordan's so nice. He's like, if there's anybody, I would have hung out with Jim and Ted. The reason these logs aren't level is so the smoke will actually escape more easily because it'll hit the roof and then go out that way, but it'll also block the wind. The wind's going to be coming from this way, so it'll help block the wind more too.
Alright, so let's work on a rock next, I guess.
I think, yeah, we can get a rock there for sure. Tori's just digging out a little spot for the fire. Me and Tori are going to try this gigantic rock to put our fire on top of. We think it might be a little ambitious. It might wind up in a failure, but we're going to give her a go.
Do you want me to pull on this side?
Yeah.
Move your leg. So that it can just
Okay, ready? 1, 2. One more. 1, 2, 3. Hell yeah.
That is a fire rock. What the hell?
You moved it. Alright, come in like this. Come like this, right? Or maybe you go maybe the other side?
Yeah, I'll push.
Okay,
It's gonna crush your legs.
Come on. Doing all the work for us.
How heavy do you think this thing is?
I don't know. Whoa, whoa.
Well, there's plenty of time. We have 4 nights. Tuesday.
Man, Dad, you broke my tow line. Oh, I thought that might happen. I found this like rotting in the side of a river in northern Ontario a few years back. So,
Well, maybe you can sew it together when we get home.
oh, that's heavy. That's
Yeah, you think I was faking it?
no, not anymore. Just kidding.
I was trying my hardest.
Holy son of a bee sting.
At least we can have a fairly big fire on it.
Let's each grab a rope. Grab that one. I'll make it a little easier. Ready? Ready? 1, 2. Ready? 1, 2. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, fine, that's fine.
That's good.
Now we're going to get a ton more sticks like this and lean them on either side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my phone's just lying in the middle of the snow over there.
Maybe you come to this side because it might be too short. Yeah. Which I wouldn't have. But the Greenland dogs are pretty cool. You need help? What's that? Oh, thank you. What's the specific? Tell me more. What specific? So I'm going to show you how to tie a jam knot. So I just tie overhand knot in the end of this. Great little knot to use when you're lashing. And when you're trying to tie, for example, the structure of the shelter together. I'm just going to back up the line a little bit. Just tie another simple knot in. Super easy. The other end is going to go through here. So I've threaded the end through the second knot.
Okay.
And then as I pull, this knot tightens up until it hits that there. And then I can pull it really tight and it won't loosen off or slide through. So a really secure knot. Definitely not an easy one to get undone, But I mean, really, it's probably all I need when you're using 550-pound test parachute cord. Really good not to know how to use, because you can really limit the amount of cordage you use. You just follow it up with a half hitch there, just to make sure it doesn't slip. I'll put one more in too. As you can see, super secure knot. So we just got the beaver skinned. I took a leg off of it and showed the rest of the group. I wanted to kind of give it to them because they're here to learn too, and it's something I have a lot more experience with. So we did a little cut and just kind of showed them that, and they're gonna get it all ready for the pot. And Tori and I are gonna continue building our shelter. This is gonna go here.
Oh, okay.
So I tied this log on to create a gap right there, and that gap is going to be basically pinching the logs we use to build a wall at the end of this A-frame, which is more of a double lean-to, because there's a hole in the middle. Pretty good, eh?
Yeah. There's a knot. Beauty. What do you think?
Yeah, it's gonna be so good. Like, I guess we could hew these with the axe and make them all, you know? Sweet.
Want to film through there, or?
Doing it right now?
Yeah.
I think we need some balsam stuff. Balsam has these little blisters on it. And so if you just kind of cut these blisters, there's this fluid. So I'm just going around and cutting them and getting that sap and those little sap balls. Just getting that out, and I'm just wiping it on this piece of birch bark here. And no lighters allowed on this stint, so we're gonna have to light a ferro rod fire. Now, if you ask me about the best thing you can use is balsam fir sap. And now Tori's gone into the shelter and she scraped up a bunch of birch bark with a knife into a really almost fine powder. And while she was doing that, we teamed up and I went and harvested some balsam sap. And then she's going to kind of coat those scrapings in the balsam sap and then light it with the ferro rod and then put the kindling on top, and it should work to get a fire going. But yeah, it can be tough with a ferro rod sometimes, but if you have some of this great natural fire starter, it's a lot easier. Hey?
Yeah, where you at?
Right here. The back edge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a looker. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty good.
We'll need some more boughs.
A little open on this side.
I think it's a good shelter though. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.